Hello everyone, welcome to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update. Today we bring you a very important update from Juba, South Sudan. This story is about the trial of Dr. Riek Machar, the leader of the SPLM-IO and the suspended first vice president of South Sudan. What is happening in Juba right now is not only about one man, it is about peace, about justice, and about the future of South Sudan. And before we proceed with this latest update, I would like you to support the channel by subscribing, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. In Juba, Freedom Hall, a special court has been sitting for several days. This week, the court entered its sixth session. Investigators came with a statement from the accused document and legal file. They read a statement from the fifth to the eighth defendant, and they submitted 4 big documents against Dr. Machar. The documents include an executive sanction for his arrest, an authorization letter from National Security, a ministerial order to form an investigation committee, and 4th, a document lifting the immunity of MP Gadwilam. The judge accepted all these documents into the court record, even though Machar lawyer objected strongly. The defense said some of the documents were not valid, not legal, and even against the constitution. Dr. Machar stood before the court today. He made it very clear he does not recognize this investigation. He said the Minister of Justice had no right to form the committee that is investigating him. He argued that as first vice president of South Sudan, he still has a constitutional immunity. That means he cannot be investigated or tried without Parliament going through the legal impeachment process. Machar also said the incident in Nasser, the event that the case is based on, should not be in this special court. It should be handled, by the Cites, the ceasefire and transitional security monitoring mechanism. Ceasefire and transitional security monitoring mechanism was created under the peace agreement to handle such issue in 2018. But instead of Cites, the case is now being handled by Kir government, which Machar say is not fair. The defense team argued strongly. They said the authorization letter from National Security was signed by Brigadier, who has no power to issue it. The investigation committee itself is not valid. The arrest order was unconstitutional because only Parliament can remove or investigate a first vice president. But the prosecution team answered back. They said the legal directorate of national security has power under the criminal procedure code. The Minister of Justice has the right to form such a committee, and under section 44 of the Criminal Procedure Act, the president has power to issue sanction in certain criminal cases. The judge listened it, and in the end, he admitted all documents into the record one by one. Now let us go deeper. Many people ask, why is Dr. Machar in Juba today? The truth is that Dr. Machar did not choose to come to Juba freely. He was under big pressure from the international community, from IGAD, from the peace partner. They told him to go to Juba for the sake of peace. They say his presence was necessary for the peace agreement to move forward. But now, the same people who push him to Juba are silent. They are watching as Machar struggle alone with his SPLM-IO colleague inside a court that was created and controlled by his rival, President Salva Kiir. This is not fair. It is not justice. Let us not forget his story. In December 2013, when the war broke out in Juba, more than 20,000 Nuer civilians were massacred in cold blood. They were killed simply because of who they are. That massacre was the beginning of South Sudan civil war. And who was the leader in power at the time? President Salva Kiir was. The world saw what happened. The UN saw it. Human rights group reported. But until today, no justice has been served for those 20,000 innocent souls. No one has been held accountable. And yet today, the same world that kept quiet in 2013 is silent again. As Dr. Machar is put on trial, this is why people say this court is not about justice, it is about politics. The big question is this a fair trial? Can court formed by President Salva Kiir Mayardit himself truly give justice to his political rival? Many doubt that. Another question, where is the international community now? They pressure Machar to come to Juba. They promise peace, safety, and political space, but today, Machar is left standing alone. Where are the voices that once shouted about peace? Why are they quiet when one side is clearly being silenced? And the last question, what does this mean for South Sudan future? If peace partners see that one leader can use the court to crush his rival, what message does that send to the people? Will it not create more mistrust? Will it not push the country closer to another crisis? Today we have watched his story repeat itself again. Dr. Machar is in the dock, but this trial is bigger than him. It is about the rule of law. It is about fairness. It is about the right of all South Sudanese. Every time when there's a problem in South Sudan, the first name people hear is Dr. Machar. If there's fighting, they say Machar is behind it. If peace is slowed down, they say Machar is the obstacle. If election delay, they blame Machar. But the real question is, why is only one man blamed for everything? South Sudan is not ruled by one man. There is a whole government, a parliament, an army, and a president. Yet the spotlight is always on Dr. Machar. Now let us look at President Salva Kiir Mayardit. Since 2005, Kiir has been in power. He has been the head of the government. He has been the commander-in-chief of the army. He has been the one signing decree, removing official and controlling security organ. When the war broke out in 2013, more than 400,000 South Sudanese lost their lives, where 20,000 were civilians, were massacred in Juba in December 15, 16, up to the end of December. And security force carried out those killings. But has Kiir ever been held responsible? No. Instead, the blame somehow shift to Machar. When soldiers burn villages, when corruption rises, when oil money disappears, when elections are delayed, no one asks Kiir to explain. The silence is too loud. The international community know very well what happened in 2013 and 2016. And in other clutches, reports were written, UN investigations were made, human rights group raised alarm, but when it comes to accountability, the finger is never pointed at Kiir. That is why the hybrid court has never been established in South Sudan. Instead, it is Dr. Machar who is always called the problem. Why? Because he speaks for reform, because he speaks about change, because he challenged the system that benefits a few elites at the top. Right now, Dr. Machar is one of the few leaders in South Sudan still calling for election to take place. He believes the people of South Sudan must be given the right to choose their leader freely. He is saying, let the citizens decide, not gun, not decree, not political games. But instead of supporting this call for democracy, the government is dragging Machar into endless court cases. They are trying to weaken him, silence him, and stop him from participating in the election. The truth is, if elections are held fairly, the people will choose who they trust, and that is scare those who want to keep power forever. So listen carefully. Let us be honest. The reason everyone is against Dr. Machar is simple. He represents change. He's not perfect, but he is the one leader who keep standing up for reform. Reform in the army, reform in government, reform in election. The current system fears change, so instead of debating with Machar politically, they paint him as the enemy. Instead of giving him a fair chance, they use the court, the media, and propaganda to attack him. But let us ask this question. If Dr. Machar is the problem, why has South Sudan not found peace even during the year when he was not in government? If Machar is always blamed, why do those who killed thousands in Juba still walk free? If Machar is the obstacle, why is he the one still calling for election while others delay and delay? Why others do not care about the election? The answers are clear. The system does not want accountability. The system does not want election. The system wants silence. Dr. Machar stands today almost alone, facing accusation, facing trial, facing political game. But behind him are millions of South Sudanese who want real change, who want peace, and who want election. History will remember this time. It will remember who stood for truth and who stood for silence. And one day, the people of South Sudan will have their say at the ballot box if elections are allowed to happen. Until then, we must keep speaking the truth. We must not accept blame games. We must not allow history to be written against one man with other walk free without accountability. Michan lingane mana le road which ka Juba bana right ka kui Dr. Machar ka ta dan en chalat ka je walen wo chete gwadula te ka jom chalat Dr. Machar che lugono jen ana ba luk an wala ka Juba ka Freedom Mall special code dan en cha le kid mi yadit ka chang and bakalen la chang lok investigator chikaben ke wargan ngwali chicken kalat to going ken Dr. Machar ke akan kono ni ami jira mi jidit gwas me gor jen wojin deri Changfied YouTube channel deri support deri subscribe ko deri tin konin be de kan chamala shukji wargan kono kan submit manyam executive sanction la warga mi cha gor ko ba Dr. Machar baje yen mana dien authorization letter mi cha gor ka national security mana dien a ministerial order ko by investigation committee ba ko kwai neti content ba mention rolat ba nen mana dien a document ko ba MP members of parliament gadwe lam ko ba je George warganda wana to cha ga submit cha commit kon la janye ci judge nitin content look chicken organic and a kef ka chicken ka accept no ka talk no lan me chi netin content la different lawyer Dr. Machar chicken look can titi Chicago chicken object strongly but chi net cocaine tin la judges chicken nga jogo no chi jen tin ka chong ka joran lat ken je ko Riek Machar de je lu gwa de ron ko de je lu special court ka chi netin content la kwar tin la different lawyer Riek Machar kan la no che network tele ye power Riek Machar take immunity chukan look me dane chan mo charge to anamo chukan you proceed ko ba look ba look an walle mi cha look charge to ko ni cha Dr. Machar cha jago chung ni amnas ka court gwa mi motela rami mo mi chi video re chi tutun but chicken work I kan gwar ka mi chal ka I radio according to I radio no Riek Machar wa cha ro ke jana la do che jo no ne ajane chan committee tin cha kwanchen ka recognize ne re content cha investigation cha jalat ajane minister of justice ba ajane tele karai ka kuide ko de kana look and committee dan igana kwan ajane che reject investigation ikan lat che reject ajane wo cha wo boka first by president ba ajane unconstitutional ajane che tere ngone yen ta community mi din mi cha de wo keja as a first by president min nyodo an more than first by president that mean he cannot be investigated ka joran tilat jeni charge de look and it in corner ka court jeni de corner de dor na me de kan lat kan parliament they can impeachment they can lat kan corner dong de George na ka parliament de look mo de kon look den mi cha ko le ber den dong de ko le jogo no baji look ke baji George bare jeni tele kir tele jelwang ko kir mi yadi de jaramadan en kwanetin kontila tilla national security and waring Machar waje yen kan it jaram danan kwainete continue investigation wajelat dino Riek Machar kala allargo ne na gwadran tike jetin cega jogono tele jelwang ka tele power ne rekonte ka power a citizen munchal ke ceasefire and transitional security monitoring mechanism netin kontin ke jen go mite ko mi jiro da ladan wenamo kam bona dangro kan it kontin bijen bukan mandan chodo lad bukan kulo guch ka bukan ben ke report mukokok a report mo jen ba ko be gujone me kana konlat citizen kan ka kam chondir ko de kan me de kan la in state a national security service nyinkir mi yadi kan jena wa investigation bajilan ma chala do me ta against rule of law ka dob dana jena rudin kaja defend lawyer kan prosecution ne dark Machar kan kon indi kwikir mi yadi no shikan rualamat ka rach chikala do wonena the authorization letter for national security was signed by brigadier who has no power to shoot and it contain te kwi dark Machar warga en cha tan ka cha kam national security no ya lat ledetini wa brigadier che tan wa tere je power ka che je de luang ko der jalat ko jaram nan ja kam power waring Machar wa je yen kan ji kwara dial ka dom ma chajen and investigation team bo man cha kwan wa kan ba they are not valid so tele ka luang tele ka power anyok bo arrest of order was unconstitutional amakan gare bongne and kere ngon en waring Machar wa je kep no ke baje remove ka first by president kana mo tele ka luang kana return you know which prosecuted team kala no kanite ne ka chuo ka ne ka luang kane legal directorate national security ko baga mo ka power ka criminal procedure court no under section 44 of the criminal procedure act kane cha kam ka and will be kereng Machar and de kane yen ka de kane go ka ta dan cha kam ko ba ta jo na me che luang but me jojen wala ka dark Machar chala do wonena jen mandana chalat ke kwide eno lar ke jeno jen chaje wo cha immune ja chaje wo che jere jak jen immune te jaten ajene nyok do dan cha yen ke je ajene chaden to on Machar de yen tele national security cell ke tele ka power tin to metung wande ko ken anyong ban ngai gwa me Machar ken wore wiki Juba karwade Machar nanga international community nanga jiga nanga ji Africa Union nanga ne diale ko ken European Union ne dia la peace party ne te gorgo de maldere ben kene jogre Machar no jin wor ka Juba ken wo ka chuka karwade ka bomde ja jogo no wer ka kwi mal ka mandana balat no eneme ke liu ajene kulo ka je anyok en 2018 peace agreement dan e tanke ke 2018 no chala do ne ramadan biti dial bi ke monitor e citizen mite kre mu to kam bon dangro e citizen bi roje mo bi real ka mo ka ken bi handle ko do mengwa baneme kana go bit ke international community termulat ken e gad no tigatel power ka ken ite ko ne jori Machar no jin wor ka Juba ba mal ba jala jori Machar cho na ko no ko mal akon ji paru je no me ko dan ci to ke December 2013 gwate shin wer shop ke kini jen dangro ki kinyan diok te ci liw re wich ka Juba ka ko ni dang di karwade ki nin wel waka paiwero ena paiwero ke jen 2013 dan ko ngaji no chan wer ngwan cha kan kara me dan ne ka nga e kir me jadit me cha ka mas kar ka ngane ke de ni kir ka nga mi kir je te chu man wala tela ram shi kir she te telara ka ci win mon ci jenen ci jiu an ci kanen human right group ci kan ganen kan tetene kan diar ngo chana cha kan ba ngum ci kan lat tele justice mi ci kan lat you know teram ci kan chol tel no one has been held accountable ka rege dan ci to ka tel mi ci kan lat and yet today ci konen no the same world that keep quiet in 2013 is silent again today all the Machar is put on trial bit kan tam ka kan ren kon te chol ka ring Machar no jin bere wiki Juba belen mar jen ko lar ga jen wonne me ko hybrid code ko kan kon establish kan la let jen ko cholo no this is a politically motivated court case ñun de no ko tarken ni Riek Machar shi o te ga mal mu gurgun wo bi ben so den aren kule te jen wonne ene me te ga pere lu lo ko mentame bane ngaje no telepere ko en code me ngachakam president self ke me yadit kene kontilet minister of justice nga ku realeke president self ke me yadit ne di lat ke investigation ka ngane kene president ke me yadit adobedien de malder kul ben gaje mo ke de per kul ben gaje ke international community bit ken telam lat kene chicken pressure ka kirme as Dr. Machar were wiki Juba ko jen ba transitional government baje form ba mal baje no bana do ke election ba dwal kirme yadit ka kuyunga ka ku election ka logo jen de election de jalat adobedien by election by lat ka jema tele way out unless cha mila tok cha je konlat so man to wal on wala jenene Riek Machar jen che logo no jen baje luk jeni tele special code mo tele ke jurisdiction ko baje luga ken ko kan procedure kan lat ajan take immunity ajan ngode pass by president kana mo pinyo no ajan take duran wala cha dur cha chu nan ka changa bakal no ka pai well mloni je lat ba je kula continue but che look benetin corner te ka code bi ka right in bi kana blat ka changa mi kanete mo loni jala to ko no malat kan Riek Machar am te dur bi kan bi ko jor ba do dan we ka je ba je chu ne mu bi chu jeng na South Sudan ke bi gwana je changa mo ba chu to but kan ne re konti la judges cha ka ko jor wa kan tele ka power tele ka long Riek Machar che reality che kare jak jena tele yongu tele ya power kaga ngode and first by president jena dan to cha jogo no ne cha jogo jin me cha ji te ke chelaro jin chel no ba ji luk cha we ko cha kep ko bom cha bet men ba gwa dan baro ke je be je lip amen mi charo jen tama jen kwa la je no en wo tele ye longa tele ya power ko te dial ko latke jene sharu le dana sha yapin ke tune tin peace agreement shakan dial shaka bridge shit ko city sam kan it konde tinde la ceasefire monitoring body kan it konde me dana shi to kan nasir kan de jogu jene ku yental ye power ka gwada men chang yen bo sha de lon ka yen so jo me agenda na le rode mi jiram jidid gwasme gor jeno jin dere subscribe kadi notification bell dere jetwine ko date dialti they can mala chu content this is Changfied YouTube channel. Thank you for listening. Share this video so the world can hear the truth about South Sudan, and remember the people have the final voice, not the politicians. Please support the channel by subscribing and do not forget to hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and bye bye.